Come on up, Kristin and Mark. Give it up for them. Let's go.
So this is awesome, guys. This is the bonus. I know you in Canada are still waiting for local service. This is on steroids if you are in the US. Who is using local service ads in the US?
Yeah.
Quite a few.
Pretty much
okay,
everybody.
Good. If you aren't, you need to sign up.
So that's just the top, just so you know, that's the top pictures that show up anytime you're looking for somebody in Google. To them. Profile and budget, you got to complete everything to do it. Create an LSA account. You can look at the amount spent. So you always want to track the stuff that you're spending. So how much are you spending? How much aren't you spending? Because you can always give back the leads if they're not good, so they don't charge you.
I've never ever heard of a company that allows you to give back leads, rentals, things that aren't going to convert. Like, that's crazy. So whoever's not on local service ads is crazy because you don't have to pay for anything unless they're good.
Yep, so the LSA lead cost, your location, the availability, like we do it by counties, or I mean by cities. You can actually do it by county. If your state's small enough, which is awesome, you can do it by state. Add the relevant categories. For real estate, for LSA, it's pretty straightforward with that. You can create one for each agent if you want. I don't do that, we just do it for us. Like, I don't actually have the agents do them, because then they have to do a background check for every one of them.
So if you are a team, you probably don't want to have each of your agents. If you are a brokerage and you have, like, your home sold and you have the agents, then you want to help them. Okay.
So the big thing we've found is Google wants to know that it's been booked. So we had this problem with our ISAs, was they would set the appointment and they would move it to completed. So it's an active lead. Well, Google, as we said, uses computers to track it.
Bots.
They're bots, whatever. And their thing is they want to know it's booked. So any good lead. So if it's a legit lead, like they're not looking, they're not selling you anything, you've got to move it to booked. And we found it helps. And then there's also something else that we think is coming. Did you guys have anybody looked up a plumber lately? So look at what's happening in plumbers. I just did it right here for a plumber near me. And the number one that showed up was the only one that had booked. So when you're going to the LSA ad, so we think it's coming that the bookings near you are actually going to be a ranking factor.
You can also get reviews on LSA, and they don't have to be people that you've closed or anything else. You can just get reviews on LSA, and it helps you rank as well.
Yep, so they're called verified. So if you get them directly through LSA, they're verified. Like they're legit, they verify that they're legit reviews. Like they're just not your friend down the street, et cetera. So have the Google account with that. Set up messaging. I think everybody should have this set up. I actually just did it here again because I was looking. I was surprised. Most people don't have messaging set up in their local services. Like, I mean, there's people going to message you. Like, you get messages. Not everybody's going to call you.
Who was it? Was it Morgan that was just talking about yesterday that people want you to text? Well, guys, the millennials, they don't want you calling them. That's what they want to do. They want to message, they want to text, they don't want live. So you got to get in the game to find out. And you're not like your ideal customer, right? Who is it? But if you're dealing with millennials at all, you got to make sure you got this stuff set up.
So the other way is you want to train your staff. If you're not the one answering it, somebody is answering it, you want to train your staff. If it's not a lead, to get off it in less than 30 seconds. I mean, you can always send it back and hope for it, but the less than 30 seconds, they're not going to charge you for it.
Automatically.
Automatically, yeah. So, if they're asking for an appraisal or whatever else, get off the call. If they're asking for appraisal, you're going to call them back because they may be wanting to sell. That's why they want an appraisal. But you got to train your staff. That'll also help your cost per lead because if they won't charge you for it and you actually end up listing it, it's free. Review your leads, obviously go through them. You obviously got to update Google. They want to know that you're actually doing stuff with them to do it. And then
They want you to update LSA, guys. They want you to update in there. Just like what's going into your CRM needs to be updated in there. That is what they're looking at.
So you also want to do the call, same thing with CallRail. You want to do a phone number to track it. So you can actually get free leads where people will call you and they hang up. So they're going through Google, whatever else. They click call, they call you, and then they hang up. Well, Google won't actually give that to you. You don't actually see, because Google plays a recording. You know, this call is going to be recorded, blah, blah, blah. So if somebody hangs up on that, they never actually send the call out. But if you have CallRail, which you can track it, you can see it as, oh, wait, somebody called me, but I didn't get it. Like,
And then when they're calling, this is Google local service ads.
yeah. Yeah, the good thing with like we use CallRail, and what they do is they whisper to you, this is Google My Business. This is.
You know before you answer where exactly the lead's coming from. It's amazing.
So target as many areas as you can within the area. That's the benefits of less competition. So if you do a whole county, like you do Boca Raton, Delray, whatever, you also want to do the whole county if you do it, because people may search that as well. Setting your bids.
This is big.
So you want to set your bids cost per lead, not per week. So understand what that's saying is you can pay $1,000 per lead, but we know the cost per lead in the local service ads is nowhere near $1,000.
Well, and also don't put like 50,000 because they actually look for that. Like the people that are saying, oh yeah, I'll pay 50,000 a month. You gotta be, they actually look for that and won't give you leads. So it's very important that you set this right.
So if you set it, say $250 per lead, but I went and looked at our average cost per lead from 2021 is only $29.
Wow.
Service ads. So you just go in there, so it allows you to edit to change the bid, and you just want to go in there and change it to cost per lead. So that's how you actually change it in there. It says set max per lead. That's what the button's talking about. Setting up an LSA account without a Google My Business still needs the address, background, essentially. You can actually do that. You can actually get away without doing a Google My Business. Make the LSA live account when pending. I told Chase at Todd's office that this was going to be his thing because I've never seen this before. They were in the process of setting up their LSA, and they were doing some stuff, working with this, and I'm like, well, let's look at what you're doing. And Chase is on the Zoom call, and I'm like, there's 59 inbound phone calls here.
That's good that Todd's not listening.
Yeah. I'm like, there's 59 inbound calls here. And I'm like, these are people calling you. And they want a real estate agent because they typed it in. And I'm like, so what happened with these?
He didn't even know they existed.
So he goes, thank God Todd's in South Dakota or wherever he was, to him. But they were free. They were people calling them for free. We have the recordings. Hopefully they went back and called them, but like they didn't even know. But this is when you're getting your so even when you're getting it set up and it's not actually live and they're not actually, they were already getting leads. So in 30 days, or whatever it was, they got 59 inbound calls of people looking for them to do that. So just get it going.
So these are the checklists. You don't need to go through them.
Yeah.